Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sue Ward, and I want to welcome you to our Healthy Summer Cooking webinar, coming to you live from Sanoviv Medical Institute down here in Rosarito Beach, Mexico. I hope you're all having a great day, and I do want to apologize for last week. We had so many people on the line, and we had audio problems, and then on top of that, we had a power outage. So anyway, I'm really happy to be here today with you, and I have so much to share with you on healthy summer cooking. So why don't we go ahead and get started. Hoping that you can all hear me okay. And I'm going to give you a lot of ideas. So the first thing that comes to mind is the healthy picnic. Now, you know, a lot of communities are having in the summertime things like concerts in the park, or people like to go to the beach, or they have a lot of backyard outings and things like that. And so this is a great time to plan healthy foods. And sometimes you want to bring things with you that are very easy to pack and that travel well. And maybe you don't need to bring a cooler with you. So anyway, that's what comes to mind. You know, and also what I used to love about summer is I could just go outside for lunch, and I would find a picnic table right outside the place where I used to work, and here at Sanoviv, of course, we have tables outside, and I just love going outside and enjoying the nice weather in the summer. Hopefully you're having good weather. So I think it's really healthy also to get away from your desk at lunchtime. So this is a really good practice to get into. So think about that. Even if you do it just a couple days a week, you bring your own lunch and go sit outside and enjoy. So I'm going to start off by giving you a lot of different recipe and food ideas for this type of an event. Another event that I used to love going to was a concert in the park. And, you know, that was a great time to just put out a blanket and bring your picnic basket. I have one exactly like the picnic basket you're seeing in the slide. And we would walk over to the park just a few blocks from our house, and we would sit there and enjoy the concert. So the first group of ideas are for that type of an outing. So I will tell you that any of the recipes that I share with you today, I will give you the link to where you can get those after the webinar here. So let's go through the first set of ideas. I love to bring what we call Baja rolls with us when we go to eat out, or something to pack very quickly. And these are little rolls of tortilla with turkey slices, spinach, and some people like to put a little bit of feta cheese inside. And then you roll them up and slice them like you can see there in the picture, and then serve them with salsa and guacamole. And this is a really good, easy to eat food. Kids love these. These are wonderful. And you can also have your own gluten-free options or dairy-free options. And I believe in the recipe I do mention that what you can do if you're looking for a gluten-free tortilla. And there's also a very, very good dairy-free cheese on the market. It's called Daiya, D-A-I-Y-A. And it is a really good alternative to a dairy cheese. So if you're on a non-dairy diet, I think you might enjoy this. I also am going to be giving you a fantastic recipe for a sweet potato salad with chili lime dressing. And this is a very unique potato salad. Sweet potatoes are really high in beta-carotene. They're also not considered a nightshade. So for some of you who are avoiding nightshade vegetables, such as white potatoes, peppers, tomatoes, and eggplants, sweet potato is not a nightshade, so that's allowable if you are having a sensitivity to nightshades. So you'll really enjoy this recipe as well. It packs very well. I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with Chinese chicken salad. Again, all of these recipes, I will be giving you a link to where you can get them. I love to make this walnut bean spread. It's really just made out of walnuts and garbanzo beans, some lemon juice, and some basil. And once you put it in the food processor, it makes a fantastic spread that you can spread on vegetables or crackers. It travels very well, and it tastes amazing. And lastly, I love to do creative sandwiches. So if you look at the picture in the slide here, this is a really unique sandwich. It's got zucchini on it, cucumbers, and it's made to look like a little alligator. This would be great for kids. So what I encourage you to do, if you want some great creative sandwich ideas, go into a web search engine and just type in creative sandwiches and look at the images instead of the, go to Google Images or something, and you will find all kinds of things you could make with sandwiches that are really unique. That's one part of a creative sandwich. The other part of a creative sandwich is actually just putting creative ingredients into it. I mean, anything you can think of. It doesn't always have to be a slice of meat and lettuce and tomato and mayonnaise. You can actually use the walnut bean spread, and you can put vegetables in it. You can put fruits in it. I love the taste of Granny Smith apples with turkey and avocado and fennel seed on a sandwich. It tastes amazing. So sometimes if you can just get creative with how you're putting sandwiches together, you can really make them taste differently each time. I'm giving you a great recipe for quinoa salad that can be a great cold salad to take with you, especially to the beach or to the concert in the park. Our new favorite down here is sweet and spicy kale chips, and you will be amazed at how wonderful these taste. They actually have some coconut oil, some almond butter, and some chili flakes on them. So when you bake them at a very low temperature, you can also dehydrate them. They come out crunchy. They're kind of sweet, but there's a little kick. So this is a great alternative to potato chips. And if you end up bringing these to a party, I'm telling you, bring the recipe because they will be a hit. And they are very, very popular with kids. We are starting to serve these kale chips here at Sanoviv on movie nights. So everyone's really, really enjoying this. I have up there some recipes for some other salads, some lettuce wraps that you can do. One of my favorites is gluten-free, dairy-free nachos that we make with black beans, organic corn chips. We use cashew ranch dressing for the topping in place of cheese, and these are just wonderful. And they actually, since they're cold, they're not, they can be slightly warm, but they can be eaten cold. They will travel well if you want to actually go to a picnic. So moving on, summer barbecues are also very, very popular, and there's a lot of things we can talk about here. So first, we'd like to just start out saying that please buy the best quality meats you can get. We generally recommend organic grass-fed beef if you're eating beef, and organic poultry, fish. I've given you some links. Grassland Beef is a really great online web store, and they sell some grass-fed beef. They do sell organic poultry, duck, raw cheeses, all kinds of really, really healthy things. Applegate Farms is a company that sells some pretty good deli meats. So if you're going to do a deli platter with, roast beef or turkey and chicken, it would be really good to look into this company, as they do provide organic, no nitrate deli meats. And so I've given you those two links. When you're getting ready to do a barbecue, one of the things that's really going to help you out is if you can marinate things in marinades that you make yourself. And if you use certain herbs, fresh herbs, this is actually going to be helpful to you when you're barbecuing, and I'll explain that in a minute. My favorite that works so well with so many different things is Mexican vinaigrette dressing, and I use it as a marinade, so I will be providing you a recipe for that. So there is some concern that we need to limit our intake of flame broiled or charred foods, and that is definitely worth discussing. So what can happen when you're grilling? And you may have heard about this, but carcinogens can be formed when meats come in contact with the heat and the flames. So two things are formed. One, HCAs are formed. That stands for heterocyclic amines. And these chemicals are most concentrated at the charred edges of the meat. So if you have some charred steak or some chicken, you know, the black crunchy part around the edges is where those are going to be most concentrated. So you'll want to avoid too much of that. And PAHs, that stands for polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. And these are actually formed when juices drop onto the coals or onto the flame, and it creates a smoke. And then you inhale the smoke. And so this is one of the concerns with summer grilling, which is why we shouldn't do it often, or perhaps not year-round. We want to be careful, but there are ways that we can decrease our exposure to some of these carcinogens. And one way is to use fresh herbs like basil, mint, rosemary, oregano. Some of these are actually very powerful antioxidants, and if you use them in your marinades, you will do a much, much better job protecting yourself from some of these carcinogens during the grilling process. There are some other things that you can do. Be sure that your grill is kept clean. It's really great if you have a stainless steel grill grate. It's always safer to cook with a clean grill. And, you know, I wanted to mention, I heard a story on the news that was just amazing. It was about the grill brushes. You know, there are brushes that you use to clean your grill when you're done, and they have stainless steel bristles. And sometimes those can get stuck onto the grill. And I guess apparently what's happened, and it's not that uncommon, but people go to grill the next time and they eat it, and they sometimes get these bristles in their food. And it's really dangerous, and it has to be surgically removed. And so I saw that the morning of last week when we were about to do this webinar last week, and I thought that was a really important tip. So definitely make sure the grill is clean. There are no bristles or things like that stuck to it. Another thing you can do to protect yourself from some of those carcinogens is trim a lot of the excess fat so it won't flare up as much, especially red meats that are very fatty. They tend to just basically catch on fire. Again, the marinades and in using citrus juices really help. Again, those are powerful antioxidants and can really help with this grilling process. Some people never grill vegetables, and you know, grilled vegetables are wonderful. So you can just put the vegetables of your choice, usually zucchini, onions, broccoli. Those all work very well. Put it on a skewer, make sure you marinate a little bit, and throw those on the grills. And try to do more grilling of vegetables. And you may have to experiment a little to see which ones that you will like better. And definitely be careful not to overcook your foods, because again, that can cause problems. So I have some ideas for grilling, and one thing you can do is you can buy a grilling pan like you see in the slide. This is a stainless steel pan that you actually put right on your grill. So a lot of times this can be really helpful if you do want to decrease your exposure to some of those carcinogens. And if you close the top of the grill, you'll still get a nice flavor to the food. So some of the recipes that I've included: salsa chicken, coconut mango chicken, grilled vegetables. Try grilling some fruits, because plums are wonderful on the grill. And, you know, fish can be very tricky on a grill because it can fall through the grates. And so that's one thing you can do, is use a grilling pan. But I found a really neat tip, and I love this tip. It works so wonderful. You can place lemon slices on the grill and make a bed for the fish. And then you just put the fish on top of the lemon slices and That's going to just infuse really good flavor into the fish, and it'll prevent the fish from falling through the grates. And anyway, this is a really great idea. You should try this one. I say try this one this weekend. You're going to love it. Also, it retains so much of the flavor of your marinades too. So moving on, we have an abundance of fruits and vegetables in the summer, and so we have so many healthy foods available to us. And especially the fruits. I mean, this is wonderful to make your own popsicles. Use watermelon. Use watermelon and kiwi, and kind of mash it up and make some natural lemonade and make your own popsicles. Those are wonderful. You can put peaches or mango into a blender and really get a beautiful sorbet. You can freeze it. So I would really encourage you all to use fruits as often as possible. Think about doing a lot of fresh vegetable platters, fresh fruit platters, and have them available. Be sure that you're always washing all of your fruits and vegetables, even organic. We want to make sure that we get all the dirt and microorganisms and things off of them. So a couple of ways that you can wash your fruits and vegetables. You can put them into a large bowl of water and use lemon juice and water, or you can use some white vinegar. You can also put in a few drops of iodine, which I love doing because three drops of iodine in a bowl of water, and if you soak those vegetables or fruits for about 3 minutes, that will take care of disinfecting the entire produce item, and it will kill any parasites, bacteria, microorganisms. It's wonderful. The iodine that I recommend for that is called Lugols, Lugols, and it's difficult to find nowadays in the pharmacies, so you may want to just order it off of Amazon or another website. If you type in Lugols, you'll get different websites, and I do think sometimes they restrict you on how much you can buy, but one bottle will last you quite a long time for doing fruits and vegetables. Another thing you can do is you can actually take your ice cube tray and, freeze some of this pureed fruit or watermelon and into the ice cube trays. And sometimes that's really nice just to drop one of those ice cubes in a cool glass of water. And it just gives it a little flavor. It's not too sweet. It's not too sugary. And so it could be a very, very good, refreshing summer drink. A couple weeks ago, I had a wonderful drink at a restaurant, and it was lemonade with cucumber, and it had honey in it, some raw honey drizzled in it, and I got to say, and it had a mint leaf on top, and I got to say this was the most refreshing drink. The restaurant wouldn't share the exact recipe, so we might have to experiment with that one before we can share that with you, but it was wonderful. So you can always experiment with fruits and vegetables. And again, if you do some of these juices, and of course the popsicles might melt if you're taking them to the beach, and you might need a cooler for that. But some of the drinks, will stay cold in a thermos type of container, so that can be really great for a picnic. Moving on, I love to do the colorful salads and make them really beautifully creative. So you can do so many things with a watermelon. I had this example up here. But this is a great thing to bring to a party, especially, if you're not sure what they're going to have at the party. I mean, a fruit salad is always welcome. And what you can do to make it interesting is you can add a handful of sunflower seeds or pine nuts or walnuts to the fruit salad, and that can provide a little bit of protein and some good essential fatty acids. Makes a really great snack. But you'll want to have these things cut up ahead of time and, and store them. If you do that, even if you're not going to a picnic or a party or a barbecue, just having all these things prepared on Monday morning, you prepare on the weekend, and then having all this in your refrigerator during the week just makes it so easy to grab healthy snacks for the kids, for yourself, throughout the day, throughout the week. So we do encourage that. So what you might need is some storage items for on the go. And in the first picture, you'll see this is a salad dressing container that I found, and it works really well. And so this is a great thing to bring with you, especially if you're going to be bringing salad to work that does require dressing, or you're going to a picnic or something. This is a great little item. I just found it a few weeks ago. We also like to use reusable containers, preferably glass with plastic lids is the best. The healthiest, also healthy for our environment. They're reusable. I remember the one thing that used to really bother me about going to the concert in the park every Sunday. It was actually only a couple of blocks from my house, and on Monday morning the park was just a mess. The garbage cans were overflowing with paper plates and napkins and straw wrappers blowing around everywhere. So think about the environment and think about your impact on the environment. So we do like to recommend, even if you're going to use paper plates, use biodegradable paper plates. That would be helpful. Also, you can see in the picture on the right, on the bottom, or I'm sorry, on the bottom left, they now sell bamboo plates, and these things can be somewhat reusable, and they're great, very earth friendly. They look very nice, and they're kind of nice to eat off because they don't fold and bend like paper plates do. They're nice and solid. So think about that. Overall, we just want to give you ideas for what you can do, what you can bring to parties. Summertime, everybody always comments to me how they always seem to lose weight in the summer, and I think it has to do with, we have such an abundance of fruits and vegetables. We're a little bit more active. We're outdoors. We're doing things. So that can be true. So here's what I would like to share with you. There's a web link. The recipes, I think this is wrong. The recipes are at the bottom link, ISSUU, and then /Sanoviv.com. That should be the correct link to getting all of the recipes. And you can always email us through our blog or through our website if something's not there. But I did check and everything was there. Or if you're looking for something very specific. I did want to remind you that we now have a newsletter that's going out monthly, and I hope you'll all sign up for that. We often put recipes in there. We put testimonials in there. Sometimes there's a nutrition article or a health article. So that we just started sending that out a few months ago, so you may have already received a couple of issues. And we also have been posting quite a few different things on the Sanoviv blog. So you can actually sign up for that and get updates and, keep in touch with us. We're always coming across new ideas, and we want to be able to continue to share with everybody and continue to give you really good information. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to get some of your questions or some of your struggles with, summertime eating, and I'd like to spend more time today actually answering your questions. So I am going to do that. And I do have one question already, and the question is, what about smoked chips burned on grill for flavor? And I'm not sure what that is, but I think you can actually buy, I think they're wood chips. You may be talking about that will add flavor. The only caution would be if it's burning wood, would be what's on it. Is it treated with anything like that? And I don't know. That's a really good question. So I may have to look into that, or maybe you can specifically write down like the name of those chips or what you're actually talking about there. I'm not sure what that is. Also, I wanted to give the link again for the recipes. The link is www.issuu, then /Sanoviv.com, SANOVIV.com, and there you will find the recipes. They should be there. Make sure you type in the 3 W's and you should get that. I do have, let's see, a couple more questions here. Someone wanted me to repeat the carcinogens on the grill again, just mentioning again that when you are grilling and the flames come in contact with the heat, some of these carcinogens could be formed. They're most concentrated, again, at the charred edges of the meat. So if it's a piece of chicken, you know, it gets a little crispy on the edges, that's where these carcinogens are most charred. And someone asked a really good question here, what about sugar in the marinades? And that's a very, very good question. I would recommend leaving sugar out of your marinades. And the reason why we want to do that is because sugar, when it's heated, can form what are called advanced glycation end products. And these are kind of like caramelized onions, and they're very sticky, and they can stick to your cells, and your body doesn't like them very much. And too much of that is going to be a problem overall, especially if you have any blood sugar disorders. I find that we really don't need to use a lot of sugars in the grilling marinades. If you use a lot of great spices, it'll just be wonderful. Someone also asked a question here about good sources for healthy fish. And there is another website that I didn't put in here, and it's very simple. It's vitalchoice.com. And vitalchoice.com has just a wonderful abundance of wild-caught salmon and tuna and other seafood, and they're kind of the specialist in mercury-free, chemical-free, toxin-free seafood. So you might want to check out that link as well. I am getting, someone is asking the question that they're not finding the recipes on the links page. And if you hold on just a moment, I'm going to go ahead and check on that. Yeah, I'm able to get to those links, so I'm not quite sure what the problem is. But if you would like to go ahead and, okay, try http://issuu.com/Sanoviv/DOCS. It should be there. Try that, and you should see the recipes there. And if you are having trouble and are not getting the information you're needing, feel free to email our follow-up department, and they'll pass the messages to me. That email address is followup, FOLLOWUP, all one word, followup, @sanoviv.com. And if you're looking for additional information. So I'm hoping today that I was able to give you some good information and just some ideas, and I really want you to try some of these recipes. Some of these are absolutely some of our favorites, especially these kale chips are going to be such a hit with everyone. Very, very healthy. Remember, kale is really high in nutrients, very nutrient dense, high in calcium. It's wonderful. So it's a really dark leafy green, so I think it's a great way to get some greens into your kids too. So I want to thank you for your time today. It doesn't look like we have any more questions, but I want to thank you for your time today. And I wanted to let you know that next month we're going to be having our monthly webinar is going to be on the topic of laughter yoga. And laughter yoga is just been a big hit here at Sanoviv. We just implemented this class, and it's really just about getting us to laugh. So I believe we will have some video footage of our sessions here. You're going to really enjoy this one, and that will be presented by Fernando Estrella, who is one of our psychologists here. And then what we have scheduled for September, and we will post our entire schedule very shortly. September will be Dr. Mesa will be doing a webinar on cancer prevention and all the things that you can do to really lower your risk for cancer. So that's a pretty important topic. So anyway, next month the webinar is going to be on August the 8th, which I believe is the second Wednesday in August. One last thing, somebody had said the kale chip recipe is not on the site, and I am aware of that. That one will go up today. We had a little bit of delay in getting that last recipe up. I will be at convention, the USANA convention next month, and we will be doing a session giving you some more Sanoviv healthy living tips, so I'm really hopeful that some of you can join us. So once again, thank you very much for your time. I hope I was able to give you at least some quick ideas. And remember to get out there for your lunch, get some fresh air and some sunshine. And please keep in touch with us, and we'll be sharing more and more recipes with you throughout the summer. Again, thank you for joining us. I do want to mention that we are now recording these webinars, so you'll be able to go back and share them with your friends and share the link. So we will post the entire webinar schedule on our website within the next week for the remainder of the year. And this is where you can actually go back and listen to some of the other webinars that we have had. So again, I want to thank you very much for joining us, and I wanted to wish you all a wonderful, happy, and healthy summer. So hope to talk with you again soon.